Thank you, Ceann Corda. The Online Safety and Media Regulation Bill has the potential to create a level of accountability that is sorely needed, but critical measures are needed to ensure that the legislation lives up to its name, according to the Children's Rights Alliance. The bill envisages the appointment of an online safety commissioner and the creation of a new media commission with the power to fine non-compliant companies up to 20 million or 10% of turnover. However, complaints can only be brought by nominated bodies and not by individuals. And I suppose, this is a very serious bill, to be honest with you, and it's something that I'd support once it's going. I feel it's going in the right direction. But certainly, there's a lot of young people have very, very serious concerns about young people being bullied and all sorts of shenanigans going on in their unfortunate mobile phone in the world that we live in today. The tendency, my feeling is that they have, and look, my own children as well, but they're not children anymore, but they had, I suppose, in their time, they had too much access to mobile phones and the dangers that are on that and upsetting children and, leading to a lot of serious mental health issues. I think that needs to be addressed, and I hope that this helps to address that. I would also encourage parents. I was talking to a person recently, and their child was with him, and I spent 3.5 minutes talking to the child, and they never took their head out of the phone in that much time, even though they were answering me to the side. But I like talking to kids because they're very intelligent children, and they tend to be more open about things, and I think it's lovely to talk to them, but they wouldn't in that much time. So it has them completely perplexed, the phone. But parents need to stand up a little bit and be a little bit stronger, that you need to put away the phone sometimes in life and get back out onto the ordinary things that young people used to love, going and helping out in the local community and doing things, in the local community organisations. If there's only a bit of tidy towns work or small things like that, they have a lot more satisfaction than looking at a mobile phone every spare minute that they have. And we were talking, I suppose, about media, and I was at the presentation here in Leinster House last week. It was a slightly different issue, but at the same time, getting out the freedom of information to advise young people, we have to look at the two newspaper organisations, Local Ireland and Newsbrands Nationals. They were lobbying for a 0% VAT rate for publishers to bring them in line with many other countries, including the UK. It would help in some way to meet the massive challenges they are currently facing, Minister. And a total of 16 newspapers have closed in Ireland in the past decade. And this is not just for print media, it's also for digital media. While I'm at it, I would like to say a huge thank you to the digital and print media in my own constituency of West Cork, the Southern Star and the Corsi Chronicle, and more recently to Neil Michael, who travelled to Belfast on our 100th Belfaster blind coach and saw for himself the difference this makes, and who was good enough to print some of the patients' stories and experiences. But it's very hard to get a fair, I suppose, a fair trial from the media at times, and I often quietly critical. I'm not quite, but I'm quite critical, not quietly critical of RTE for rarely having members of the rural independent group on their political shows. We have a political voice out there, and if that's bullied and pushed aside, it leaves a lot to be desired, to be quite honest with you. But the internet, as we all know, is a fantastic tool to have, as long as it's used properly. And we also saw the benefits of the internet over lockdown, how invaluable it is to us. But while here in Dublin and bigger cities it's available, in the internet, unfortunately, rural Ireland is still gone without proper connection, Minister, and it's a very serious issue that hasn't been totally and utterly addressed. The wireless operators have been trying to address that to the best of their ability, but certainly rolling out broadband has been a big failure by this and previous governments. But online safety, and I said, and media regulation bill has the potential to create a level of accountability, and that's what every one of us here should support. We shouldn't have to see people being hurt, being wrongfully tried by someone on social media and ruining their lives as such. And in quite a lot of cases that has happened, and it's something that I find I feel very strongly about. I just hope that this bill will go a long way to create an open society that people can, I suppose the biggest thing is when people are wrong, they try to rectify that wrong, and nobody's there to do that. So hopefully maybe this bill might work on that side. Okay.
Deputy Collins, now we have